What's up everybody and welcome back to my channel. Teen mom to baby daddy Kailyn Lopez was actually arrested yesterday and released within the same day without having to pay any kind of bail. According to the Ashley's Reality Roundup, he's actually expected to be on trial on March 9th for violating the PFAs that Kail had against him a grand total of 3 times. Remember, in her initial filing about this story, the Ashley mentioned how Kailyn was actually arrested 2 other times this past fall for violating the protective order. So you really do have to wonder what exactly it's going on with him that he, as a college educated man, is perfectly happy continuously getting arrested over a relationship that he doesn't even actually want to have. Kail has always maintained her stance that Kailyn is not all that active in their son's life, so he really does not have a reason to be around her. So why is it that he's willing to continuously go to jail and stand trial for violating something that's supposed to be keeping him away from her? You would think that someone like him, who shows all the signs of not wanting to be around or in a relationship with a specific person or not wanting to be all that involved within their child's life, would be more than happy like ghosting the 2 of them. The whole thing is absolutely bizarre, and it does get me wondering what exactly is wrong with this guy that he is doing this both to himself and to his child, and even Kail as well at the very end of the day, especially considering the rumors that were spread by his aunt when she released a sonogram photo and claimed that Kail was pregnant and due to give birth this year. If you're anything like me, then you've been looking forward to hearing about how all of this plays out on the upcoming season of Teen Mom 2, but according to the Ashley, Kail's lawyers have actually shut down any conversations about the entire situation, which makes a lot of sense because it is a very open and active case and she would not want to damage her standing in that in any shape or form. But he always does have the option to cop a plea deal before then, which would close this entire case and free up Kail's ability to speak about it. And on the other flip side, Teen Mom 2 has been known to extend filming whenever something juicy is happening. Teen Mom OG is the exact same way, so I wouldn't really be surprised to see them have an extended season so they can get into this drama, or just wait for them to cover it in the season after that, or maybe even in the reunion episode, because if you recall 2 reunions ago, we saw an early clip of Devon being drunk by the pool when he was supposed to be watching over his daughter Nova as she swam with friends, only to watch it again in the following season. So there is always that opportunity, so I wouldn't really count it out of the show quite yet. It really does look like Kail has taken the initiative to carry the entire next season of Teen Mom 2 on her back ever since her former co-star Janelle Evans was fired from the show. The only sad thing about all of that is that this is her very real life that impacts not only herself but her 3 sons as well, and potentially this 4th child that she is alleged to be pregnant with, according to Kail's aunt. Kail has of course denied that Kail was pregnant, but Kail lies about a lot of things, so I wouldn't be surprised if that were not true. And we saw Kail with a baby bump in the next season of the show, which is one of the saddest things that I have ever seen play out on the show, if that is in fact the case, because just last fall, Kail and Kail were in court as he was begging the judge to terminate his rights as the father to their son Lux. So why the 2 of them would go ahead and get pregnant again after that is absolutely beyond me. It is just so incredibly unfair to the child that they are potentially bringing into this incredibly nasty and unideal situation at the very end of the day. Anyway, let's all keep a close eye on March 9th because that is Kail's trial date, or seeing if any kind of news pops up before then about him potentially taking some sort of plea deal. You guys, how do you feel about the fact that Kail by himself as a grown man went ahead and violated the PFA that Kail filed against him for the 3rd time? A lot of people talk about how Kail continuously files these PFAs against her baby daddies whenever she is upset with them. And yes, that has been the case historically, so I don't doubt that at all. But no one really talks about how Kail is continuously violating them and talking to her, even though he doesn't want anything to do with her or their child. I think that is the bigger question here. Okay, this woman screwed you. She filed the PFA against you that you're claiming is false. Why are you still talking to her? Especially if you're not in love with her, you claimed you've never been in love with her, you never wanted to be in a relationship with her. There's nothing like keeping you there. So what are you doing? You don't even allegedly want to raise your own child. So why do you keep violating this and getting yourself in trouble? You have a college degree that you're going to make it very difficult for you to be able to get a job with. So like, it just doesn't make any sense on his part. And I would love to see more discussion around that side of things. So I'm really curious to hear what you have to say about it. So make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.